Let's turn those flat static images into compelling 3D animations using DaVinci Resolve. Alright, so before we start, we need to separate our images into different elements. These are the images that we're going to use. Inside DaVinci Resolve, create a new fusion composition. Drag it out to about 15 seconds, enough time for the animation. Next, let's go into Fusion. Starting with the astronaut, bring in the images and rename them to keep things organized. Add image plane 3D nodes. Hit Ctrl Space to open the Select tool, search for image plane 3D and add one for each image. Delete the merge node for now, we'll add it back later. Now bring in a 3D merge node, connect all the image planes to it. Add a renderer 3D node, hook it up to the merge 3D and then connect the renderer to the output. You'll see the images pop up in the viewer, but we're not done yet. Add a camera 3D node. Open the select tool again, search for camera and connect it to each of the image plane 3D nodes by dragging from the rectangle to the yellow triangle. Once that's done, connect the camera to the Merge 3D node. If the dual viewer isn't enabled, turn it on by selecting the viewer button at the top. Set the media out to the right side viewer if it's not set already. To view the 3D environment, click the left view option on the Merge 3D node. You won't see anything yet because the camera is close to the images. So let's pull it back. Grab the blue arrow on the camera in the 3D view and move it backwards until the images appear. They'll look funky for now, but we'll fix that. Spread the images out in the 3D environment. Objects closer to the camera appear to move faster, while objects further away move much slower. Classic parallax effect. Let's start by shrinking the astronaut. Select its image plane, head over to Transform under Scale and tweak it until it looks right. Next, move the astronaut closer to the camera for better depth. To pan around in the 3D view like this, hold down Alt and the middle mouse button while moving the mouse. Now push the background as far back as possible. Scale it up to fill the frame and shift it so the cut-out edges are out of view. Now adjust the other elements one by one until you're happy with how everything comes together in the right side viewer. Let's animate the camera. Make sure the playhead is at the start, select the camera, go to Transform and activate keyframes on the Z-axis. Move about 40 frames forward and push the camera towards the astronaut until it fills the screen. Adjust the astronaut's position if needed. Let's add particles for depth. Bring in the particle clip. Add an image plane 3D node, connect it to the merge and the camera nodes and position it closer to the foreground. Under blend mode, set it to screen and lower the gain for a more subtle effect. To make the astronaut feel more lifelike, let's add some camera shake. Search for that in the select tool, add it to the image and let's reduce the speed and motion to keep it gentle. For the next shot, we will move the camera to the left. Add a keyframe on the X-axis at the end of the current shot and move forward to around frame 150 and slide the camera to the left until the astronaut and everything are out of the shot. We will fix the background later. Let's smooth out the animations in the spline editor by selecting the spline button at the top. Drag and select the camera's keyframes, hit S to smooth them or press this button. Okay, now group the astronaut nodes for better organization. Select everything and hit Ctrl G. Now let's add the planets. Bring them in and connect them to 3D image planes like we did for the astronaut. Rename them and space them out in a 3D environment. Then connect them to the camera and merge node as well. Now they're all piled up in the same area, so we'll move them to the left. Just don't grab the wrong thing. Now let's animate the camera to zoom out. With the camera selected at the last keyframe, move the playhead forward about 5 frames and add a keyframe on the Z-axis. Then jump to around frame 230 and pull the camera back. Now adjust all the elements to fill the screen. To animate the background, just before the camera starts to move to the left, keyframe the X-axis position, then move it out of view and bring it back as soon as the camera starts moving. Fine-tune this until you see the background is not visible anymore. If the transition planet is too visible at the start, go to the keyframe where the camera ends with the zoom in and add a keyframe on the X-axis. and then go back to the start and move it out of the shot. The last thing we need to do is to add particles on the last shot. Connect another particle image to the merge and the camera nodes, position it forward, set the blend mode to screen, and tweak the gain to balance it out. That's it.
Boost ignition is go. That's a negative flow control.
If you like this type of content, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.